We're standing out in my garden in North Portland, and we're going to talk about winter rose pruning. We're experiencing such a mild winter that I think if I don't get to it now, they're going to start pushing new growth. And roses in the Pacific Northwest are really hardy, so you're not going to lose them in a winter. We just don't get cold enough to lose roses. So if you've got time and it's dry and it's a winter day and you've got the time, go out and prune when it's nice. I've got a branch here, so where am I going to make my cut? If I cut right here to this bud and leave it like that, all the growth is going to go into the plant, and I don't want the growth to go into the plant. I want the growth to go out. So instead, I'm going to go down to the bud underneath it right there, and I'm going to prune it above that. And what that's going to do is that's going to force the growth away from the center of the plant. And the problem with roses is they tend to get all entwined. And not only do we want to really bring the rose down, and don't be afraid to make big cuts. But we also want the center of the rose to prevent disease, to prevent buildup of pests like spider mites. We want the center of the rose to be as open as possible for airflow. So just get in here and really just start taking it down to about, I like to say knee height. Knee height is a good, and just make rough cuts, and then as you get it down and the form starts to open up a little more, then you can make kind of more final cuts and be more concerned about buds. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into this rose, and then we'll come back when it's all pruned and we'll talk about a little bit about it. So I wanted to show you guys this. So this is actually, your plants are going to tell you when they should be pruned. Can you see that? That bud is actually sending out vegetative growth. I want to get this rose pruned before it sends out any more new growth, or else we're just wasting the energy on the plant. So again, you can plant, if we're having a warm winter like we're having this year, go ahead and push up your pruning schedule accordingly, so that you're pruning and you're not cutting off a bunch of new growth that's coming out. So now we're done with this rose. We've taken it down. Now, because this is a shrub rose, I'm not going to cut it down as far as I normally would for a modern hybrid tea or floribunda or grandiflora. I'm going to leave it a little taller, because with this rose I want big, lots of blooms. So what I want you to notice is look at the inside and see how much more open the inside is since when we started. You want that airflow in there. So I've had to take out a couple dead and dying stalks that were in the middle there, and that gives us a nice open framework. I've left this top. Some people would say, oh, you should probably take out this top, this piece here to give it even more of a framework. But again, I want this to be a big overflowing shrub. So I'm pruning it a little looser, and your roses are very forgiving. You can't prune your rose too hard. You really can't. They all grow so vigorously. So just get in there and prune away, and get it to about the height you want. So this is going to end up being about a 7 to 8 foot shrub and about 6 feet wide by the end of summer.